Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to the empowered harmonizers. And before we get started on today's topic, which is a continuation of a previous video on how to cultivate and nurture the skills of happiness versus kind of the skills of anxiety and discontent and busyness, which is so reinforced by our relationships in our society. I just want to give a huge shout out to those of you who have stepped up your game, made a ramp up of your decision and your commitment to your healing, and made a contribution and donation to the channel. Thank you so much. I am so glad to see people stepping up to the plate, saying, I am making a donation, a change, and I'm voicing my feeling of gratitude. And I want to extend my gratitude back to you. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to come together as a community here and really look at some new skills and new life paths and new journeys where you can really make an altered focus and an altered trajectory really for your life, meaning that it will take your life in a much better direction and place than if you do not do this work. So thank you so much. And I want to really kind of zoom in and focus in on really the skills of happiness, the skills of relaxation, the state of peace, as it contradicts the struggle and the feeling of violation and victimhood, which comes in being relationships with those who are manipulative, those who are narcissistic, the cluster B, the borderlines, people who are hypercritical, who are perhaps even antisocial, the psychopathic, the people who have brainwashed and gaslighted you into situations that aren't in your best interest, that you have been brainwashed and gaslighted into feeling that you must make all sorts of self-sacrifices to meet their needs and expectations rather than voicing and living within and embodying your own. And that's really the topic I want to zoom in and focus in on. And really that is, because we're taught to be busy. We're taught to be hyper-socialized. People who are multitasking. On their phone, they don't even engage in communication, eye contact. Everything is through a device. Yes, technology has done great things and is bringing the world together, but there's a certain busyness, there's a certain hyperactivity, hyperarousal, and components of stress which cause people not to be able to think clearly. We're setting up thought disorders where really it lends people open to and subject and weak to become emotionally manipulative into situations that aren't in their best interest, particularly the images that we see in media, as we were saying before, that we see in advertising, that they're trying to tell us what, the life that, the good life is, and we become scrambling for professions or relationships that we think that will satisfy that versus kind of having those generated from within. It's very scary and difficult to say, wow, I've now found myself empty-handed. I don't have the relationships. I don't have the job. I don't have the feelings. I'm not where I want to be in life. And really after a relationship with someone who has really hurt you, has gaslighted you, who has betrayed you, who has, been in a relationship of trickery and deceit and duplicity like we see with the narcissist and the psychopath, it can leave you feeling very, very lost, empty, afraid, feeling like you've kind of lost touch with that warm, fuzzy feeling, and it becomes very scary because it feels like you're wondering if your body will ever recover, if it will ever heal again. And yes, it will. It's just that your chemicals have created a disorder of neurochemical and neuroplasticity in the brain, which really is not supposed to naturally be there. You talk about what is natural, what is inherent, what is the body designed to do. We need to work with what your body is and how it is built and how it's designed, how it is, divinely designed, and versus, being corrupted or corroded by the more negative or toxic elements that we see, like that are in the cluster B personality types, the people who have a disordered sense of self-importance, an impairment of empathy, where they really sort of promote themselves and their needs and get you designed to filling their own needs, and your shoes then become only the shoes that they want you to wear. In other words, you're not living the life according to your design. You're living your life according to conforming to the standards of what you think someone else will want. And so much of Facebook is about that. It's looking a certain way for a moment and, then coming down. And it becomes this whole cacophony of the stress hormones, the cortisol, and